little bird told me you and Guillermo did a couple of shots together in the green room. True?
We did. We were waiting for you back there.
Yeah. Well, I have to be able to speak
talk, yeah.
and all of that
I can just have subtitles. For the rest of the
Exactly. How you doing? How's life?
Good, yeah. We're on the, this is the third week of the press tour for the Huntsman.
Where have you been on the press tour? You been all over the world?
We went, I was in Australia and went to Germany, London, Singapore, Beijing, Hong Kong, now here in Los Angeles.
That's quite a tour. That's unbelievable.
Quite a tour, yeah.
Is this the end of it, or?
Yeah, this is my last. This is it. My last chat.
Do people know you in places like Beijing? Are you recognized instantly?
Yeah, Beijing and then Singapore, but it's a bit of a. It's funny. We got to Singapore and it kind of gives the false illusion you're a lot more famous than you are, but just because you're tall and.
I see.
And blonde and and not Singaporean, you know.
You don't exactly blend in, I'm guessing.
You don't blend in. And the hat and the whole thing didn't really matter. And I came out of there thinking, oh, this is going to be huge. This is going to be the biggest film in the world.
When you travel so much for work like you do you only want to stay home when you have vacation, or do you like to travel for vacation as well?
No, look, we kind of, the house where we live back in Australia became our somewhere where it feels like a vacation because, we were away so much that we sort of chose that spot because it is on the beach and it's, beautiful and so on.
Right,
but we still do little trips here and there. We did a trip recently to the Himalayas.
Oh, that's not a little trip, is it?
No, it's a big trip, actually, yeah.
You took the kids on that trip?
No, it's just my wife and I.
Okay,
and,
Your wife is Elsa Pataki.
She is, yeah. She was doing it was a travel show for a Spanish travel TV program.
Oh, really? Oh.
And I was her +1.
Nice.
So came along for the ride. And
how high up did you go? Did you go way up to the top?
Yeah, we got higher and higher, and we ended up at about 4,000 metres above sea level, which, and you acclimate every couple of days. You plant yourself in one place and your body adjusts to that, lack of oxygen and so on. Then you go higher and higher. And I don't know, have you ever heard of altitude depression?
I've heard altitude. Is it like altitude sickness?
It's
Yeah, right. Okay.
Which is, I got that.
Oh, you did.
And basically, we went to 2,000 metres and then 3,000, and I slowly, honestly, started to kind of lose my mind. And my wife.
What does that mean? Lose your mind? What would happen?
Like just completely irrational. Everything is like overly sensitive to the most trivial sort of silly things.
Oh, really?
And Elsa starts, she's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing, this is ridiculous. What are we even doing here? Why are we here? And we'd go higher and higher, and we got to 4,000 metres one night, and we camped, and it's -30 where we're camping, like we're sleeping in these rock huts with no windows and so on. And just to give you an idea, if you have a bottle of water outside of your sleeping bag, it's frozen by the time you wake up. Like it has to be tucked in with you.
Oh, really?
And so it's freezing, right? And there's dogs everywhere because near the camp we're staying in, and the local guides were like, don't go near the dogs,
This
they've got
sounds
rabies.
Great. What a great trip.
That's what I said, right? I was like, it's supposed to be a fun, bonding kind of experience. And the toilet is a tent, which is 100 feet away, 100 metres, whatever, in the distance, in the dark, in the snow, and there's like, all I can see when I get the torch out is just like 8 sets of eyes, like barking at me and so on. So I've got the shovel trying to work my way through the darkness. Anyway, this goes on, go to the toilet, come back, I'm in my bed and I'm just tossing and turning, and Elsa's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm fine. And my breathing is getting worse. And I start to like kind of Darth Vader meets Daffy Duck or whatever that sounded like just then. And she's like, something's wrong with your breathing. I'm like, I'm fine, leave me alone, this is ridiculous. The dogs are barking, we shouldn't be here, this is crazy. She eventually ignores me, runs and tells the guides, and they come back in, take one look at me, and they're like, get him off the mountain. And they start injecting me with all sorts of, whatever's going to adjust my oxygen intake and so on. Oxygen mask on and fly down the mountain for 8 hours in the 4 drives. But apparently the oxygen in my lungs, the next stage was oxygen in my brain, and then good night. We wouldn't be sitting here.
You need a new travel agent is what you need.
That's what I said. I was like, what? Who was monitoring that?
I don't know.
So were you
the only one that got sick?
Yeah, everyone else adjusted or acclimated, as it's called. And for some reason, I just couldn't handle it.
Maybe it's because you're so handsome,
Maybe
That's
what I
said. It's like you're not meant to be up in the mountains away from others. You're meant to be down amongst the people, bringing joy to their eyes. That's crazy.
I just have my wife, I guess.
Do you love clicking buttons and subscribing to things? Then click the button to subscribe to my channel, and you'll finally be happy.